Okay, let's see how this turned out.
This is the story of one ordinary girl that embarked on a treacherous mission to overcome a fearsome enemy residing in the family's small RV. She set out with limited knowledge, a small paper manual, and her speed dial set to call her brother, just in case things took a drastic turn. Will she be able to overcome the looming giant?
Stop!
Why?
Because this is not at all accurate. I mean, it's a huge exaggeration. Everything you're saying isn't even remotely true. I mean, yeah, the ordinary girl part, but that's hardly even true because, I mean, sadly, I'm not really a girl anymore.
But it sounded much more epic with the cinematic intro.
This isn't a cinematic film. It's a vlog.
Okay, fine. This is a story of a girl trying to figure out the wiring system in the family's RV. Is that what you wanted?
Yes, it's ever so much better. See, it's simple and straight to the point. Thank you. Sorry about the crazy intro, but this vlog is just a little bit boring, so I'm like, what can I do to add a little bit of zzz to it at the beginning? So this video is completely about me trying to install a fan into the RV. So I hope you all enjoy, and I apologize that these videos are so long in coming. I just want to give you a quick update. I'm super excited with how everything is turning out. Currently, today, this is May 2nd, I believe, I have just finished painting everything. I am putting things back together. It is really coming together, and I'm hoping it'll actually be done here by midsummer. However, I am really behind on my video editing. I'm sorry, I'm just so focused on getting the RV done and all the other things that moms have to do in life. It's just hard to just juggle everything and keep up consistently with the editing. So just bear with me. I will try to have these episodes out. Definitely, hopefully this summer, once it's all finished, I can get all caught up, but I'll try to keep getting out episodes as they're coming. So anyway, on to the installation of the fan. I have a box I'm going to be opening. I'm really excited about it. I bought it a while back when I was tearing apart the outside of the camper. So this is a fan. I know, how boring, right? But the place right above the bed and the cab was like an old vent that had obviously been leaking, and something else was put on top and all this stuff. Anyway, the really cool thing about this is it runs off of battery power, so I don't need to have a plug-in. And it also has a rain cover that will, like, you can actually use the fan when it's raining out. This is one of the only fans that does it, and it does it really well. Yeah, Bubba, we see you. All right, let's backtrack a little bit. It runs off of 12-volt wiring, I believe. And there's lights right beside the place where the vent goes in. And I'm hoping we can, like, splice off wires and actually run the fan and the lights off of like one circuit wiring. I'm hoping that's possible, so I don't know if you can splice a couple different wires into one wire or how that all works, but I'm gonna have my dad try to help me out, see if we can get this thing working, but I don't think we're gonna install it quite yet, because the ceiling needs to go in first. Shall we open it? Here, can you stand over here? Okay, let's see what's in here. Ooh. What's in here? This is a big fan. Look at this. Wow. Screw, I guess. Let's cut off. Here. Are you showing them everything? Okay. But this is the fan. I have no idea how to assemble this, but we'll figure it out somehow, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully you won't mind. See you guys. You're goof. So I'm ready to install this Maxx Air fan. So this piece right here goes onto the top. So I have to seal it off and screw it in. So that's the next step. First put the tape on. Hey Bubba, come look at mommy up the hole. Hi. you tell me real quick if this is...
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna be pre-drilling some of these holes and then screwing them in. All right, folks, the next step is to take this lap sealant. It's like a self-leveling sealant. Go around all the corners and the screw holes. I might just do a nice thick bead around here. Let's see how this goes. See how it just goes and levels out. All right, I think this is going to be sealed off pretty well. I have tape at the bottom to seal off all the old screw holes. Then I put down butyl tape, like a putty, and then we screwed it in, and now we have self-leveling sealant on all the screw holes and around all the corners. Now we put in the ceiling fan. I'll give it to you real soon. This is great. Look at this. This is awesome. Okay, the last step is just to screw this in. Yeah, it's pretty easy to take this off and on. And this actually goes down, like this is a hood, but I had to have it the full way up so I could actually mount it. So, that's the last step before we wire it up on the inside. We just need to... You know what? I think I'm gonna have to have Nolan's help. So I might have to run back and get his help. Yeah, I think so. My last one.
Just as well.
I'm just hoping we didn't ruin it. See, it's already crooked now. Or not. It looks like it's tilted this way.
It does, but I'm not sure what we would have done.
Alright, I am going to now work at attaching the lights here, trying to get all this wiring figured out. My father told me that I can run 3 wires into 1 connector. So we're going to see if this works, because we need to run the fan and a light off of this. And I'm thinking we have some grounding issues or some kind of wiring issues, because as soon as you run any fan in this, all the lights dim. No matter if it's running off of shore power or if it's running off a battery. So hopefully we can figure that out later on, but we'll see. Anyway, here goes. So this was the original wiring. This is the wiring from the fan. If I would just hook these 2 up, there would be no place for a light. So I need to add these additional wires. And yep, that's holding tight. All right, so I have 3 wires running into this one. Now let's go ahead and do the white ones. Okay, before we tape this all up, let's hook up the power and see if this fan turns on. I have to turn on the power in here. It's a little knobby way back in here. Here we go. Up. It's trying. Oh man, that didn't work. Oh man, before when I actually touched the wires together, it worked just fine with the main feed. Maybe my dad was wrong. Ah, it's working! It's working! I think it just took a little bit for the power to get through the lines. This is so exciting! Look at this. Can't you just feel the wind? Can't you just imagine lying here on a hot summer night and a nice fan right overhead? Oh yeah! Yeah! Now we just have to hopefully figure out how we can get that to work and the lights to work all at the same time. So much for my celebration. The buttons don't work. It's just giving direct feed to the fan, I guess. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm doing. When you push it, nothing works. Unless you're supposed to hold it. Probably a good time to get the directions. Oh, thought that was a fan. It was Xander. See if we can get this to turn off. Off. Huh? Huh? Why won't it turn off? Off. Hello. Whew. And there's no lights. I don't know. So I ended up calling Maxx Air Service, whatever, and his first guess is that there's not enough voltage, which would completely make sense because everything else in here dims. So I'm not really sure where to go about that. If it needs a new battery, I thought it was new. I might have to figure out how to test voltage. I'm not sure how to do that. Also figure out how this thing is grounded. I don't know how that works. Yeah. I called my brother because he's pretty good at electrical and he owns an RV. Nolan's not quite as good with electrical and isn't quite sure about some things. So I called my brother and he said it sounds like it could be a ground issue. And he told me the way to check that is to run a negative wire from the fan to the negative charge on the battery. And he said, but first you have to make sure the battery is fully charged and has a full 12 volts. And I didn't have a volt reader. So we quick ran to town and got this. So now we're going to test the battery, see if it has full voltage, and then from there we're going to try to hook up a wire from the negative to the negative and see if it runs better. Let's hope it's a ground issue because I hope it's not some wiring somewhere in the camper. So okay, the battery tested at 8 volts, so I'm just going to pause this for a bit. I have some editing to do. It's Xander's bedtime. That's usually when I edit, so I'm gonna go in the house, drink my coffee, wait for the battery to charge, and then hopefully today we can try to at least test it and see what is up with the fan. It's the next day and I've been letting the battery charge overnight. It's at 11 volts. I'm gonna keep letting it charge, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and try what my brother was saying. Alright, if these lights dim again, it's obviously sucks. I don't know what to do now. I did test the battery right before I started. It was at 11 volts. Then I turned the fan on. I was trying to play around with it, and then when I went, I'm like, okay, so that's not working. So I decided to test the wires at the fan, test their voltage, and it was like right around 7 something. And I'm like, hey, that's weird, maybe it's losing voltage. And then I went back to the battery and the battery said 7. So the battery went from 11 to 7, so maybe it's a bad battery. Okay, so I talked to my brother and he's pretty sure it's a bad battery. So I'm gonna go out and see if I can get the battery out, take it to the store. They'll test it to tell me if it's bad, and if it is, I'll get a new battery and I'll see you guys back here. Let's take this battery out. Oh, that thing's heavy. Alright, so this is a heavy battery. It says marine, which it's supposed to be a marine battery, but it's also supposed to be a deep cycle battery. I don't see deep cycle anywhere. I wonder if marine means deep cycle, but I'm thinking it needs to be deep cycle. Ugh. Yes! It was the battery. At least that's what it looked like. They tested it and said it is doing nothing, giving nothing out. So, we have a new battery. Well, we first need to take the puppy to the vet, and then we'll go home and see if we can get it hooked up. Whoop, whoop! I was getting scared it might be a big electrical problem, but let's hope it's just the battery. We are back home, and now this is the moment of truth. Get this battery. See if I can actually haul it in my one hand. Careful, this is heavy. You want to help? Are you helping? Oh, you're adding more weight, Bubba. Oh, he's trying to help. And he's adding more weight. Ah! Hey. Okay. Now comes a moment of truth. I'm going to turn this on. The fan currently is not plugged in, but let me turn on the battery. Oh yeah, look at the light power! Now, I'm going to turn this fan on, because before when I turned this fan on, the lights would dim. They don't dim! They don't dim! Maybe this isn't just a simple fix. Simple $100 fix, but that's better than having to tear wiring all apart. Okay, guys. The fan. Let's just see what happens when we do this. Being an absolute nut. Take these wires again. Alright, now we're going to reconnect these 3 different wires again. Where's the other one? Here it is. Okay. Okay. Bop, bop. Ba-da-da-da. Now, if I turn this on, let's hope all the buttons work. Here we go. It's not running, that's a good sign. Now let's hit in out. I hit that button. Now it's gonna turn the other way. Oh yeah! And even the green light works. Woo! Woo! I am so excited. Seriously guys, I was envisioning a major electrical problem, the fan possibly not working, having to try to figure out a bunch of wiring issues. So hopefully the battery is good, and it's not something from the converter. I don't know anything about inverters and converters, but we have been charging and it looked like it was getting some charge from the outside. So yeah, anyway, this is way too awesome. And look at how bright these lights are. Now you guys can actually see me filming again. Like, look at this light. It was so dark in here before. Oh, this is so fun. Are you getting into all Daddy's tools? Bubba, can you say yay? Yay! So there you have it. I was able to get the fan in and working. Thankfully, it all worked out. Anyway, I will have links below to the fan if you are possibly doing a renovation yourself or you'd like a new fan in your camper or RV. These are really nice. So I'll have links below if you decide to purchase. I'd love if you'd go through the link. It gives me just a little bit of a commission for all the work put into these videos. So anyway, thanks a lot. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.